So
I'm drinking a themed beverage tonight. It's the blood orange Topo Chico that I mixed together myself. So because I'm drinking this beverage, Andy, what are we talking about? What is the theme?
So I've stated it a couple times in the past. I have recently become obsessed with the Twilight franchise. I haven't read any of the books, but I know a lot about them, and I've seen the movies. And I heard that
I might have read 3 books. I know I've read 1 for sure. I might have read 3. There's like 4, right?
Yeah, there's 4.
I might
have
have
so
read
close.
3.
What stopped you from reading the last one?
Maybe I did. What's the last one called?
Breaking Dawn.
I might have. It was in high school. I don't know.
Twilight Eclipse, or Twilight New Moon Eclipse Breaking Dawn.
Maybe I did.
I almost said Radiant Dawn. That's Fire Emblem.
Radiant Dawn.
Very
love that.
similar.
I love that Twilight.
Yeah. So there's a gender swapped version of Twilight that I actually started reading called Life and Death. So my camera's backwards right now, so this just looks like gibberish.
Well, yeah.
But so it is a gender swapped version of Twilight written as a celebration of of the franchise's 10-year anniversary by Stephanie Meyer, the original author of the book.
Original auteur?
So I thought it'd be fun to talk about this because this has existed for so long, and I didn't know about it. And it's a fascinating piece of it's an artifact. We've talked about we've talked about what artifacts are. This is my artifact. So in the beginning, I'll just go ahead and start reading. So just find a comfortable spot. And,
you can read the whole book.
We're just gonna go ahead and we'll just read chapter 1, and if you like it, you can buy it through the Amazon link below. I'm just kidding.
Feel like immediately the video gets taken down.
So that reminds me. So I have been listening to the audiobook as I read the physical book.
At the same time?
Yeah. I just follow along with the book. My attention span.
So it's like you're watching a movie almost, because you're getting a visual experience at the same time you're getting an auditory experience.
Yeah, it's like my attention span is ridiculously small, so I need to be like a 3rd grader and have someone read it out loud and me following with my finger, otherwise I'll get sidetracked. But the voice, it's a man reading the book, and every time he does any female voice, he goes into this hello there, I am a woman now.
Hello.
And it's fine, except that this whole book is just Edith, which is the gender swapped Edward, and Beau, man Bella, talking. So half the dialogue is hello, and I said this and that, blah 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 blah. So the beginning is a whole bunch of explanations on what was changed. So just to kind of walk you through this, every character in the book is gender swapped except for the parents. The explanation being Beau
except for Bella's parents, who is now Beau. Okay.
Yes.
There's multiple parents.
Beau was born in 1987. It was a rare thing for a father to get primary custody of a child in those days, even more so when the child was just a baby. And then it goes on to speculate what a judge would say in court and stuff. It's just really weird because there's these long explanations in preparation for fans to backlash, I guess. I don't know.
Well, I think it's nice because it shows there was thought put into there's thought put into this product. It's not just a gender swap thing. We actually evaluated on all the characters needed to be swapped. I think that's interesting.
10% of the changes were things I wish I had done the first time around that hadn't occurred to me at the time. So this is almost like the director's cut.
The director's cut of Twilight.
Next, 5% were mythology issues. And then there's the whole thing of Alice's visions and how there are loopholes and she doesn't properly explain how the visions work. So
can you do just a quick rundown of all the gender swap names for me? I just want to know. I think that's the thing I'm thinking about the most right now.
So it's hard. I'm also horrible with names. I know. Jacob is Julie.
Okay.
Edward is Edith. Bella is Bo. Alice is Archie. Dang, that's all of us. Those are the only ones that I've remembered. But anywho, so other than that, like other huge plot changes in this in this gender swap book, Life and Death, is so when Bella first meets Jacob kind of heavily insinuates that the Cullens are these weird creatures and that they're the Native American reservation or whatever. They're descendants of wolves. In this new book that I'm reading, what was her name? Julie or Jules, essentially tells Bo, yeah, like some people think like we're werewolves, and they actually use the word werewolves. And yeah, the Cullens are like, some people think the Cullens are vampires. It's just so straightforward. And I'm like, wow, no wonder that this isn't a series. It ends and it all concludes in this one book.
Really?
It's like, yeah.
Oh.
It's just like a one-off thing, but
that was gonna be another question I had. Is I was thinking, okay, I want to know the characters' names, and then I also want to know if this is potentially going to be considered for multiple books like the other.
Yeah, no, it's just like a one-off. So Bo is still a ballet dancer.
That's cool.
And so the the final face-off between Bo and gender-swapped antagonist, I forgot their name, happens in the dance studio. And I was like, good for them. I would have thought that would have been a very stereotypical, like, well, we're going to change it to a basketball court or some.
Yeah, I could see that.
But I'm kind of glad they didn't do that. Bo gets bitten, similar to how Bella does in the book, and Edith has to suck the venom out. However, in this version of the book, Edith is not able to suck the venom out in time, so Bo survives, but he becomes a vampire from the venom. And so they nip the story in the bud there. He's a vampire now.
I forgot what bit him at first. I was like, oh, she's sucking out snake venom? Like, what's... I was like, is he gonna die?
Yeah,
oh, no.
A fucking scorpion comes out of nowhere and jabs him because they're in Arizona. The werewolves decide to protect the police chief, and he's like, all right, I'm gonna spend the rest of my life with Edith. This is the end of this saga.
That's how they close the book. That's the final
this is the end of the saga. That's it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I respect the explanation beforehand, because that's definitely something I would do if I was doing a project like this. And then I also respect just being like, nope, this is it, instead of being like...
Another explanation of the change was like, she didn't gender swap some background characters, and she was like, yeah, I made these characters and I feel bad because they only had like 1 or 2 lines of dialogue, so it doesn't benefit the plot at all, but
so let's use them again.
I made them talk a little bit more. I figured I would go ahead and wrap up with I'm obsessed with ranking movies, so
I was gonna ask for that movies. Before we quit, I was gonna ask if you could rank them first.
At the very bottom of my list is Twilight Breaking Dawn Part 1 with a 51.8. That movie is way too long, and the whole movie is Bella got pregnant. All these are really close together. The next one is Twilight with 52.4. Everything is tinted green and blue, and it's just this...
You know how I feel about that.
It's so angsty. The next one is New Moon, which is also really edgy, but they ditched the green tint with a 53.8. Then we hop into Twilight Saga Eclipse, which just kind of turns everything into like an anime, and this one has a 68, which is like a pretty decent jump compared to the last 3.
Sure, yeah, they're all in the 50s.
This one, like, there's this crazy shot where like they're all like just in regular clothes, even though they're about to like engage in combat in the woods against these like a group of baby vampires. My number 1 favorite Twilight movie, Twilight Saga Breaking Dawn Part 2. It's got everything.
That's the end game. That's what I thought we were. I thought we were already talking about that.
No, Eclipse is Infinity War Part 1. Yeah, so Breaking Dawn Part 2 has that like really fucking cool fight scene where they're all fighting each other and like 5 people die and you're like, what? And then it was all a vision in Alice's head and you're like, bullshit. There's
I like that. I think it's funny.
There's like a crazy like terrifying CGI baby that turns into a terrifying CGI teenager that wasn't just like
Jacob is imprinted on. I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
Jacob's a predator. This movie has everything. It's fucking crazy. There's like this crazy Pope guy and he laughs like this when he finds out that Bella has X-Men powers. What is his name? Mr. Robot. Mr. Robot's in this movie. He's a fucking avatar. He's making earthquakes and shooting fire out of his hands and stuff.
Really? Have I seen this movie?
One person, they all just have fucking powers, man. One person has the power of electricity. But the person who played Alice, I used to think that she was the bee's knees when I was a child. And I looked her up now, and she's been in like 1 or 2 movies since then, and she looks completely different. Like you can't really tell they're the same person. It's not like she got like ugly or whatever, but it's like she like is under witness protection and changed her. Like she looks very different.
My Twilight crush was I kind of wanted to like the werewolves. I wore my werewolf t-shirt today as well. Gay werewolf. But
is that from something?
No. This is an artist. I bought this shirt. I was like, oh, they have a gay dragon one too that I want. Oh no.
Gay dragon. Get the whole series. Wear one every day of the week.
But no, I wanted to like have a crush on the and I kind of did when he cut his hair. Taylor Lautner, Jake. I liked him more than Edward, but the one I liked the most out of the whole series was Emmett, the beefier vampire.
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, I was like, oh, yeah, he could get it. I'm glad I'm at the point now where I can be like, yeah, I like it. It's not my favorite thing, and I don't ironically dislike it anymore. That was a big thing for a while of like, it's so trash. Oh,
yeah.
Like, it's not that bad.
I'm a 6th grade boy, so I'm not allowed to like Twilight.
The scene where Edward comes in the first movie, that was bad. Like that, I've seen that scene replayed multiple times, and it's like rough when he enters and like there's like a fan. He's like he has a face. That one's rough.
Yeah, he looks at her like
maybe it's Kristen Stewart's face, but there's definitely one of them has a face, and it's like, oh, that's the first day of filming. It doesn't look good. Like, what are they doing?
So this has been Late to the Party. Twilight version. If you've liked this video, please consider liking and subscribing to our channel. And if you have any suggestions on what we should check out or talk about in the future, reach out to us at DeskPopCast on all social media platforms, or deskpopcast@gmail.com. I'm Andy, and that is a gay werewolf t-shirt. And this has been Desk Pop Late to the Party.
Goodbye.